Okay, thank you for coming and welcome back to our microprocessor and IoT course. As we can see from the LMS, the final grade calculation comprised only from project 1, which already done earlier, which actually we did it using the multiple choice exam. And then you also have the project number 2, which most probably will be the same like the mid exam, which will be delivered by using multiple choice on maybe true false. So it's just a theoretical perspective. However, the question included in the final exam will also be including the programming skill. For example, you are given a schematic diagram, and then from the A, B, C, D, E, you have to choose which statement will be correct to get or acquire the data from that sensor based on that circuit. Okay, that's how we test the programming knowledge from the students. Okay, and also don't forget, beside the mid exam and final exam, you also need to submit the daily quizzes because every time we do the daily quizzes. Although, however, for today's discussion, yeah, I haven't actually, yes, I haven't activated the quiz for today. So after this, I'm going to create the quiz, and then you can just do the quiz before the due date, before the deadline, which actually will be today at midnight. Yeah, usually around midnight. Okay, so last week we have the recorded session discussing about the IoT platform where we use the DST22 to acquire temperature and also the humidity value, and then send it to the Node MCU. And using this Node MCU, because the Node MCU already has the Wi-Fi connectivity, I send the data, including the temperature and also the humidity, to the Google Firebase. You can see here, Firebase. And this is the data. We call it kamar mandi. And the last value stored in the real-time database of Firebase is the humidity is 80.5%. And the temperature is the last temperature stored in the real-time database of the Firebase is 25.8 degree of Celsius. Now, the problem of using this scenario is we don't have the value for humidity and temperature from the previous time. We only has the current or the last stored data from the DST22. So we have no idea, we have no knowledge what is the humidity 10 minutes ago, what is the temperature yesterday, and what is the temperature a month before. That's the problem of using this scenario. Well, yes, you can modify your program in the Arduino IDE. Wait until I load the Arduino IDE. Okay. Now, instead of sending the data of temperature and also humidity to one node, we call it this one node, kamar mandi. Here, kamar mandi. Actually, we can also send for each data to each node. So let's say, for example, I can create node called kamar mandi, and then I can also insert the date on also the time. Like for example, kamar mandi June 15 at 12 p.m. And then the next node will be kamar mandi June 15, 12 past 10. And then the third node will be kamar mandi June 15 at 12:20. And then the next node will be kamar mandi June 15, 12:30, etc. However, the problem of using that is we're going to store lots and lots of data. And Firebase will only allow you to use the Firebase freely without any charge if the data is small. If you send the data for each of the 10 minutes, then it will reach beyond the quota provided by you freely by the Firebase. So the Firebase will charge you for some amount of money. So that's the problem of using any IoT platform, Firebase, and then Google Cloud Platform, Microsoft Azure IoT, Antares, ThingSpeak, the Think Network, all of them, we can use it freely as long as the number of nodes or the amount of data stored in their database is very small. Well, the number is vary between each IoT cloud. For example, I remember that in Antares, we can use up to 10 devices. However, the number of, or the amount of data is only below, I believe, 10 kilobyte. I'm sorry, it's around that. Okay, so the problem of creating many nodes in the real-time database in Firebase is they're going to charge you for some amount of money. Okay, but if you don't care about money, then you can just use that scenario. Now, but if you want to use Firebase freely without any charge, then you have to, well, at least store maybe maximum 10 data, 10 humidity, and also 10 temperature value. And beyond that, you need to download the data and then store it in your maybe local host, maybe in your laptop. Okay, so that's the problem of using any IoT cloud or any IoT platform. So what can we use for that data? How can we, based on our previous discussion, we understand that database or IoT platform or IoT cloud is just a place to store the data and also maybe for data abstraction. There will be another layer on top of the IoT cloud where we can use the data stored in the IoT platform for many purposes. For example, in real-time database, we can use the data stored in the real-time database in the Firebase with machine learning. Okay. Now, However, the problem of this functionality is you need to, well, the machine learning used in the Google Firebase can only for the text recognition, image labeling. For example, you are gathering some data from the internet, and then that data probably maybe an image, and then you want to transform that image into text. So that is when we're going to use the text recognition. And then we can also use the machine learning in Firebase for image labeling. So for example, I'm going to send image to the Google Firebase, and then we're going to ask Google Firebase, please label or identify what is inside this picture. Then it will give, there is a dog playing in the yard on the sunny day. There will be grass all over the land, etc. That's what we call image labeling. However, we cannot use these two machine learning algorithm because what we stored in the Firebase is only value, temperature, and also humidity. And then we can also use the machine learning in the Firebase to do face detection. So we can send the image of our doorstep, send the data, and then we're going to ask the machine learning in Firebase, who is in front of the door? Is it father, mother, or the son, or the daughter, or maybe our puppy? By using, for example, the camera in front of our door. That's when we are going to use the face detection. And also we can use the machine learning for object detection and tracking. For classification, okay, there is codes, and then there will be two plants, etc. And then we can also use the barcode scanning, identify the language, and then translation on device. And and also for smart reply and landmark recognition, to create a bot for smart reply and also for landmark recognition. That will be provided by Google Firebase freely, as long as we still comply with their rule. For example, not more than 100 kilobytes of data stored in their database. Okay. Now, besides the machine learning, we also have several analytical purposes provided by the Firebase. For example, the dashboard. However, the dashboard previously can be used to create a dashboard that will show you the historical data. For example, right now the temperature is 25.8 degrees Celsius. 10 minutes ago is 24 degrees Celsius. 10 minutes before that is 26.1 degrees Celsius, etc. So we can show the historical data from graphical point of view. That's what we call Google Analytics. Sorry, that's what we call dashboard. However, if we want to use the dashboard, it's not provided in Firebase right now. You need to use the Google Analytics for Firebase. So you can just install the Google Analytics maybe in your handphone, and then you can retrieve the data for the temperature and also humidity, and then create the dashboard. Okay. That's for the dashboard. However, if you don't want to use the Google Link for Firebase, then you can first retrieve the data from the Google Firebase to the Google Cloud Platform, and then show the data in dashboard or graphical point of view using the Google Cloud Platform. So we cannot use the Google dashboard in the Firebase right now. They already move it to the Google Cloud Platform. That's for the dashboard. Okay, so there's a problem with my smartphone, so I cannot show the content of my smartphone in the laptop. So we're going to skip how to show the data of the temperature and also humidity in the Google Analytics platform. Okay, so that's the purpose of the dashboard, is how to represent the data for another purpose, maybe for interpreting to get, okay, so we have the historical data of the temperature from right now up to 1 month ago every 10 minutes. Now, can we predict what will be the temperature tomorrow? Will it be going very hot or just hot, or maybe just the right amount, or just cool, or maybe very cold? That's what we call the purpose of the Google dashboard. Okay, and also that's the purpose of also machine learning, because to predict a value, that's the purpose of machine learning. However, we don't have that capability of predicting data using the machine learning inside the Firebase, because it's only for image, and then language, and then both, and also image. There is no for data production. Data prediction. However, if you want to use some other IoT cloud, then perhaps you can consider using the ThingSpeak. ThingSpeak is also an IoT cloud or IoT platform where we can send the data stored and then use MATLAB to analyze the data, because ThingSpeak is provided by MATLAB. Don't forget, just like the Firebase, they will going to limit the number of devices or the amount of data stored in their database. However, I don't have any MATLAB, so I cannot use ThingSpeak I cannot use MATLAB to retrieve data from the ThingSpeak. Okay, so however, but perhaps next week we're going to discuss about that, because next week we're going to do guest lecture, but up till now I haven't received confirmation from our guest lecturer whether they are going to be available to give lecture or not. If they are not going to be available to provide lecture, then next week we can prepare to discuss about how to use ThingSpeak, or maybe how to show the data from the real-time database into the dashboard, or perhaps maybe we can also use the machine learning for data prediction. Okay, There will be not much from me for today's discussion. So any questions so far? So because I have problem with my smartphone, so I cannot show how to show the data from the real-time database into my Google Analytics. Okay, well, if there is no question, then let's call it a day. And then please don't forget to do the quiz for the dashboard. I'm going to create the quiz maybe for 3 to 5 questions for your daily quizzes. Okay, thank you for coming then. I'll see you next week. Although next week we're going to have a recorded session. Okay, thank you and goodbye now. Thank you, Alvaro, Noval, Irgi.